Hey, hope you are doing well. Amp modeling technology is amazing. The future is now and it's incredible. But the biggest problem with this is actually its biggest selling feature, and that is that you can have and do pretty much whatever you want these days, which in the end causes us some form of option paralysis. What do I mean? I mean that sometimes there's so much option, you just sit there, you look at it and you go, I don't even know anymore. Is that what I want? Does this sound good? Should I be using something else? Maybe I should try something new. So what I recommend is that you go in with an idea in mind before you even pick that first amp. For example, in the GT1000, we've got this many amp models. So it's quite a few to choose from. But then when you get across to the cab block, you've got all of these cab blocks. And then you've also got the option to add in your own impulse responses. In this particular example, this is probably the least amount that is available to choose from. So you can probably get in and find a tone a bit quicker. Same thing goes in the HeadRush. Come into your amp block, then you choose the amp. There's a whole heap of different things to choose from. So again, lots and lots of option. Now this is an example of one of my presets. This is all of my impulse responses. That's just ridiculous, you know? There's so many things to choose from. And then if you're an Axe user, we have 309 different amps to choose from. Impulse responses comes loaded with 1024 different cabinets. Preloaded. Then you've got user slots as well as you can add your own in. And on top of that, they've just updated it so you can use these Dynacabs. So you can choose from this list of cabinets and then you can choose the microphone type and you can tweak from there. Insane. There is just so much option. So now if we come back and have a look at the names of these amps, they're not normal names. Doesn't say Marshall, doesn't say Mesa Boogie, doesn't say Fender. It says variations of different things, which then gives us another level of what do I choose? How do I find my perfect sound? So my biggest piece of advice, especially if you're just starting out with a modeler, or even if you find yourself stuck from time to time, is to go into a preset or a sound with something in mind specifically before you even start choosing anything. So as an example, back in the day, I used to have just this Marshall TSL 100 and I had a Randall cabinet. That was my sound, the end. I would tweak from gig to gig, I'd tweak from rehearsal to rehearsal, but I'd use one amp, one cabinet, a couple of pedals, same guitar, done. Whereas in this, you're like, oh, maybe I want to have this sound, maybe I want to do this. So you just tweak. So go in with a simple mindset and you're going to find a tone that you like so much quicker, I guarantee you. Now I'm going to use the Axe as my example here because it has the most option. Have a look at these names. Nothing says Marshall, nothing says Mesa Boogie, nothing says Fender. However, they are variations of those names, so you can pretty much find your way around pretty quickly. But if you don't know what any of these random names are and you're really not sure, that's when you want to jump across to the various websites. I'll put all the links down in the description for you guys, but this here is the Boss Info Global website where I just found the GT1000 manual. So that's just those ones there, and they give you the description of what each one is. And then you've got these extra ones as well. And then there's a little bit further at the bottom there what they're kind of based off, which is very helpful. You can easily get in and find something very quickly. HeadRush on their website give you a list of literally everything that's included and things that have been updated as well. That's a list of all the cabinets and the microphones, different pedals, etc. And then same with Fractal. This is just the Fractal wiki page. It's got all the list of the names and then a quick explanation of what that is. So there you go, 1959 SLP jumped. I wouldn't have had a clue what that meant, but there you go, 100 watt Marshall Super Lead Plexi, 59 reissue. And then if you scroll further down, there's more of an explanation of each one. It's pretty mad. So like I said, before you pick anything, make sure you know exactly what it is that you're looking for. So let's say I want to make myself a Zakk Wylde sounding rig. The best part about today is that all of this information is completely available. Go to Google, type in Zakk Wylde gear. So here we go. Basically, we all know that Zakk Wylde uses a Marshall, but this says here he uses primarily a Marshall JCM 800. He uses Marshall cabinets and he uses 200 watt EV speakers. Mad. So let's do that. Now again, if you're not sure what is what, jump across to the Axe website and you can reference where that is. Where am I looking? Brit 800 is what I want. Actually, it is Zakk Wylde, so I'm pretty sure he'd have some kind of modded up version, so we're going to have a mod version. Right, so let's just use the Dynacab. Let's just go this 1960 TV. Use that one. It says just here that he apparently uses a Boss Super Overdrive and a CE1 chorus. So grab those ones and go from there. Two options with the Axe. You can either load a drive block or you can go into the preamp section and load up quite easily a super overdrive, turn it on, bang, done, there you go. Let's give ourselves a little bit of reverb just for niceness. We'll load in that chorus block as well. Here we luckily have the CE1, Japan CE2. Close enough. That is a very quick build of a rig. Here's a Gibson. Now I'm Zach Wild, yeah? Now that was very much an oversimplification for sure. I understand that. But that's kind of my point. Don't stuff around choosing the right amp. Just go with what you know to start with and tweak from there. And now for one little bonus tip to help you get a better sound in your room and then take it onto the stage if you're using a modeling unit. So more often than not, we're going to be playing through studio speakers and we're going to be listening to it in those speakers thinking it's going to sound the same when we got it onto stage. So what I recommend you do is get yourself some form of a flat response speaker and put it on the floor. So that way it's going to feel more like a real amp. It's going to feel like a cabinet. It's going to be pushing air at you. It's not going to be coming from up here, down at your face. It's coming from down at the ground, pushing guitar, cabinet, awesomeness at your butt. I still get that stereo mix and it gets things away from the studio monitors, makes it feel like more of a stage situation, and I can separate what I'm jamming to from my guitar, which is another big thing as well. When your guitar's coming through the same thing as the thing you're jamming to, just creates more mess and it's kind of hard to tell what's really going on. There we go. I hope that's given you something to think about and gets you playing more than just stuffing around with parameters and trying to get the perfect tone when all you want to do is just play. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. See you next time.